From the infamous Bigfoot spotted near rivers to ghosts jumping off bridges, we have for you many intriguing trail cam scenes and mysterious sightings, so stick to the end. Recorded in Gulf Islands National Park Reserve, this video shows a zoomed-in view of a scary creature, captured by a man who was out on his own. This clip gives us a glimpse of a figure that most possibly can be the infamous Bigfoot, as it appears to be huge and somehow gorilla-like too. The creature seems to be completely indulged in some kind of activity that it did not notice the human nearby capturing it on his camera. It is possible that the creature might have hunted something down and was feasting on it. The video was later uploaded on the internet. However, no one could determine it to be anything other than Bigfoot. Still, the mystery of the creature remains, as it was never seen again in that area. Imagine going out for a walk in the woods with your friends and witnessing something straight out of a horror movie. This is exactly what happened to these two guys who went for their routine walk, but this time into the woods. And there they happened to see a huge creature wandering in the woods.
Behind that tree there, do you see it? There, look! It's moving! Where? Now, what was that?
The clip might be of a few seconds, but it clearly gives us a glimpse of the figure that was there. It was black, the size was huge, and it clearly looked like a dangerous being to ever encounter. The video is shaky because the men who were recording were scared at the same time. However, they were lucky the creature did not attack them and went on its own way without paying them much attention. The situation, however, was quite dangerous, and it could have ended pretty badly if the creature had noticed them. People can witness the scariest things at times and still manage to record them on camera somehow. For instance, this man was out in the woods late at night, and there he saw something that shook him to the core. Two big glowing eyes far off in the bushes kept peeking at him straight. The eyes looked like they belonged to something we would not consider an ordinary animal. The man successfully recorded the thing for a minute, but then the video ended. If he had decided to put his life first and leave, I would not blame him. Those eyes looked like they were ready to pounce on the human any second, and if that had happened, there is no way the video would have reached us. The man later uploaded it on YouTube, and whoever saw it could not stop themselves from thinking that it must be the famous rake. This video might look like a normal video of some kids standing, but wait until you see in the background and land your eyes on the eerie figure standing beside the tree. Captured in South Africa, this video had everyone shocked when it was uploaded on Facebook a few years back. Everyone who watched it had the same thought, and that was of the figure being an alien. At first, the kids in the video did not notice anything, but then one did, and he pointed it out to the other kid as well. The aspect that raises concern is the reaction of the kids to seeing the creature standing so close to them. They did not appear to be scared at all, as if it was a usual sight for them. The more we think about it, the trickier it becomes. Camping alone in the middle of the woods, in the loving care of nature, might seem like a pretty cool and peaceful thing to do. But this is not what it is always like. Take this man, for instance. He was camping in the woods, and it was going all too well until he started hearing loud growls coming from nearby. Scared, he got out of his camp, turned his camera on, and tried spotting the creature. However, all he could get was a recording of trees and sounds of a wild animal growling on top of its lungs. By the sound of it, it does not look like it was a lion or even a wolf. The sound was more sinister and deadly. And we can't imagine what the creature that was making the sound must have looked like. The man was lucky he did not actually encounter the creature, instead only got to hear it. This man was at his home sitting on his comfy sofa when he saw a mysterious figure lurking right behind him. It only appeared on the camera for a few seconds before disappearing behind the curtain. The darkness of the night makes it hard to actually see where the figure goes, but the appearance it got for a few seconds was enough to let us know that it was one dangerous thing. It was glowing in the darkness and looked like it was the face of a scary creature. There is a possibility that it can be a ghost because of the way it glowed on camera. The video ends so abruptly that we do not know what happened afterward. Hopefully, the guy managed to get to somewhere safe before the creature did anything to him. Captured on camera by a man who got stuck in the middle of nowhere when his car stopped running. He came out of the car and tried finding if there was a place nearby where he could spend the night. However, while trying to do so, he encountered something that scared the hell out of him. Not only were there two glowing eyes in the darkness just a little far from him, but creepy sounds of animals could also be heard in the distance. The glowing eyes, however, appeared for just a few seconds before disappearing into the darkness, making the man wonder about what he was going to do the whole night. Being out there in the middle of the woods, late at night, will always result in people encountering the weirdest possible things. Like these two guys who were busy throwing newspapers in the fire, unaware of their surroundings. It took the guy filming it all a minute to realize that there was someone watching them, and he shifts the camera to his right and focuses on the background. That's when the figure there comes into appearance. It looked like the figure was just there, intrigued by the activities or the humans, and only wanted to observe them from a safe distance. However, that is not what everyone thinks. When the video was uploaded on the internet, people were quick to say that it was a skinwalker, but nothing was ever confirmed about the identity of the figure as it disappeared into the darkness in seconds. Security cameras are usually used to keep the thieves out of your properties or to keep track of any suspicious activities happening. However, there are times when these security cameras record something so unbelievable that it gets everyone shocked to the core. This camera recorded a strange figure whose body appeared to consist only of two legs, a torso, and a head. There were no arms, and the figure was walking down from the slope. Upon some research, we found out that these creatures are called nightwalkers, and recently their sightings have increased in numbers. Belonging to the world of myths, these creatures are considered rather harmless, but we never know. With the origin of the video unknown, it is hard to tell where exactly this mysterious creature was filmed, but wherever it was, the people need to be very careful, as strange ghosts might be lurking in their area. Imagine yourself walking by the bridge, and you suddenly notice a huge figure standing on the edge, covered in all white, ready to jump down the bridge into the water. Well, this is exactly what happened to these people who were wandering late at night and suddenly saw a figure nearby. Thinking it might be someone in need of help, they started screaming at the figure and ran towards it to somehow save its life. However, before they could go nearby, the figure had already jumped in the water. But that is the scariest part. The figure, instead of hitting the water, disappeared into the darkness, and no matter how much the men tried to find, there was no one in the river, and no splashing sound was ever heard. The video ended abruptly, but in the last second, we can clearly see the figure only disappearing into the darkness instead of falling down. A day out with friends boating on the river can become a nightmare if you encounter something like these people did. At first, they thought it was just a man on the other side of the river who was trying to drink water. But after a few seconds, when the figure gets up and starts to walk, The men realized it was no ordinary human at all. Instead, it looked like a scary and dangerous giant. And to make things scarier, the giant disappeared in a second, and there was literally no one standing at the spot. If we look closely, the figure resembles a human, but was too huge to be one. It had a brownish skin color and was hunched down on the ground before, like he was eating something or drinking water. The appearance and behavior all point to it being a Bigfoot. However, the authorities, even after being notified and shown the video, could not find anything in the area. It was a usual day in the snowy mountains where these two guys decided to go skiing, not knowing what was coming next. As they were busy enjoying their day, one of them heard something strange and asked the other person to stop too.
Oh, this is it.
While on hold, the man carefully listened to what was happening, and that's when a loud growl surrounded the forest. It was so loud that even the men were scared, thinking about what it could be. The voice did not sound like any animal and resembled more of a huge, deadly creature than a lion or even an elephant. As the voice started getting nearer and nearer, the men knew they had to flee the place before it became impossible for them to. The video ended with the men trying to make their way out of the forest through the deep snow. Hopefully, they got out of there safely. This happened in August 2023, when a 4-foot entity with long limbs walking towards somewhere was captured on camera near the Pilcomayo River in Bolivia. Its skin appeared to be gray in color with translucent skin, and it did not leave a reflection in the nearby water. Titled as the mystery being, its photograph was even tested to see if it was fake or real. However, it turned out to be very real, thus shocking the people even more. Questions arose about its identity. However, there were no answers to be given. Auto shops can be quite haunting at times, and this image will show you how. Taken in 2012 by a guy who was alone at the auto shop at night, this picture was meant to only capture the crashed car that the guy was planning to show someone. However, as he took the picture, he sensed that something was strange about it. And as he looked at it more carefully, his eyes could not believe what he just saw. He was all alone in the workshop, with not a single soul near him. But according to the picture, there was a girl standing right in front of him. Needless to say, he packed up early that night and went home to post it on Reddit and share it with others too. Mother Nature is considered to be peaceful and loving all the time, but there are times when even Mother Nature can scare you to death. For instance, in this clip, we can see the ground moving up and down along with the trees and everything. It is as if the earth is trying to breathe. Even though there are no ghosts in sight, this situation can still be haunting, especially if you witness it in real life. The man who recorded this clip was scared as hell too. At first, he thought it was all just in his mind because there is no way he just saw the ground moving like this. But it was when a few seconds passed, and this was still happening, he believed that it was all real. So, he had to take his camera out and record it to later upload it on YouTube and share it with others too. There are times when the ordinary sights can leave a person so confused that even the experts cannot tell what is happening. This is exactly what happened in this video, where a man was driving on the road when he spotted 2 deer nearby. He took his phone out and started recording it. It was all normal and ordinary until the man noticed that suddenly there was a 3rd deer among the others. However, the man had clearly seen that there were only 2 before, and he even had it recorded on the camera. When this video hit the internet, it had everyone confused. Even the experts had no logical explanation for it. Because the deer were too far from the trees for us to determine the third one might have emerged from behind there. The mystery of this video remains till today, with no proper explanation ever found for the happening. It was in 2013 that a famous researcher had decided to check out the mountains in Virginia, not knowing what was waiting for him there. As he started wandering into the area looking for animals to do his research on, he accidentally happened to witness something he was not expecting at all. A huge being on the opposite side of the lake walking towards somewhere was caught on camera by him. The being looked like a gorilla, but unlike gorillas, he could easily walk on his hind legs like a human. The appearance and the way it was walking made everyone come to the conclusion that this creature was the closest possible to the concept of Bigfoot. According to the researcher, he had seen the creature before too, but only happened to actually film him only once. Does this mean Bigfoots are hiding somewhere in Virginia? And if so, how are they still hidden and not found by humans? Not just this, but hundreds of questions arose as the researcher uploaded the proof on the internet, but with no answers given from anyone. Let's move from forests to the ocean, which can be quite scary in its own ways. This clip, recorded by a man in 2016, shows a dolphin in the water. After a few seconds pass, the dolphin smashes a fish out of the water straight into the air, and exactly at that moment, an eagle is passing nearby, and it catches the fish in the air. Watching this, the people who have been recording the dolphin for a while seem impressed by what had just happened. Call it luck, maybe, or the unpredictability of nature. This clip just takes you to the world where nature is ready to surprise you at every moment. This video was recorded by a trail camera, which a man set near his house. He also set up a small swing nearby so he could go visit the forest and enjoy some time there. However, he did not know that an uninvited guest usually comes to enjoy it as well. It was when he saw the footage from his trail camera that he learned about the little bear who often came to have some nice moments on the swing. The little bear seems to be struggling a bit when getting up on it, and when he does, he can't sit properly and falls to the ground. Even though the video ended there, our best guess is that the bear must have run away to never come back to the unusual thing in the forest that he saw. Recorded by a wildlife researcher, this clip shows us a rabbit trying to take down a snake. While most of the time it is snakes sneaking up on poor rabbits, here we have the roles reversed. While the snake is trying to slither up the tree, the rabbit comes in and pulls it down to the ground. And it just does not end there. After the snake is on the ground, the rabbit continues to bite it with the snake desperately trying to get away. No one has any idea why the snake was choosing to escape when it could have easily attacked the rabbit. The video ended before their fight could be concluded as well, but by the looks of it, the rabbit had already won. If you want to see more strange and captivating trail cam footage, then watch this.